hope everyone is doing well here on this beautiful Thursday. I'm assuming some of you are still recovering from an amazing 4th of July. Hopefully your 4th of July was amazing. I didn't do very much. I kind of just hung out at the house, played around with some new software. Yeah, that's it. This year they canceled fireworks in my neighborhood, but that's okay. So we just kind of watch virtual fireworks on television. So while we are getting started, I'm going to go ahead and share this out to a couple of folks. I didn't do all my fanciness this morning, but today's show, for those of you who are just tuning in, today's show, we're going to talk about, is it time for you to sell more, or is it time to sell less? So hopefully everyone is ready to hear that. Hi, Angela. How are you doing this morning? So let me go ahead and go ahead and share this out to a couple of folks. So give me like a couple of seconds to press a few buttons, and let me know how you're doing. Let me know where you are logging in from. Let me know where you're watching. And for those of you who have no idea who I am, you are watching Ask the Budgetologist. I am Phylecia Jones, whose voice is about to go out. And you are watching Ask the Budgetologist. I am a budgetologist and solopreneur, money management expert. And every morning I come to you live and answer any questions you have about business, budgeting, and solo entrepreneurship. Today I didn't get my fanciness on, so I got to go share it out, do the manual process. I got to be all manual and things. But so today we're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about money, and we're going to talk about, is it time to sell more or is it time to sell less? We've shared this out. And so just to let you know, I do come to you live here on Facebook.com/Keep Up with Mrs. Jones. And I also live stream here on Instagram at Keep Up with Mrs. Jones. So if you ever want to join cross parties, all you got to do is that. Now I see some flickering on my camera, so not really sure what it is. But when you're trying new software, when you're trying new things, crap happens, yeah, that's just how this game works sometimes. So hopefully everything is going well and nothing is trying to restart. Nothing's trying to do anything weird. I'm seeing some stuttering, but oh my gosh. So hopefully the computer is just going to behave for just a little bit. So yeah. So I'm moving things around. So yeah. I'm being a little extra this morning. So for those of you who have been tuning in for a while, hopefully you had a great 4th of July. Hi, Beatrice. How are you doing? From Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I got a friend. I got a dear friend, Paige Engel in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And Angela is driving. She's en route to Virginia. From Virginia to South Carolina, driving and listening. Thank you so very much for letting me be a part of your morning, Angela. I feel like a morning radio DJ sometimes. This is kind of fun because you're not the only one. People would message me, email me, and say, hey, I listen to you while I'm dropping the kids off. So that's kind of cool. Maybe I should be a morning radio DJ and let somebody else do all this funkiness. So, all right. So, okay, I just lost my train of thought. There you go. But hey, if you need need help with anything, all you got to do is go over to keepupwithmrsjones.com/jumpstart. Or you can go to the book now button here on facebook.com/keepupwithmrsjones. If you ever need help with your business, with your budget, jumpstarting your budget, or you're just kind of stuck, You and Me 101 is not like a long 1-year program where I try to change your whole life. I just need to change your life for like 20 minutes. That's all. And yes, it's a 45-minute talk, not selling to you, just really getting straight to the root of the problem. Had an amazing session with Miss Summer Alexander the other day. She is a speaker doing amazing things, and we're working out a plan to get a few more speaking gigs on her calendar. So much fun to hang out with Summer Alexander. So if you ever need me, all you got to do is either book a one-on-one session. I'm here to help you, or put your comments down in the comment box. I mean, I'm coming live to you on Instagram and Keep Up with Mrs. Jones. I'm here to help you with whatever you need, and I always have free answers. There you go. All right, let's talk about today's topic. Oh, it's so funny when I do that. Let's talk about today's topic. Today's topic is it time to sell more or is it time to sell less? Now, yesterday, I know everybody was hanging out doing 4th of July, but I couldn't let up on you around the money issue right now. We are in the first month of the third quarter. And hopefully you did do due diligence with your finances, looked at what you did the last quarter, looked at what you've done in the last first half of this year so that you can make decisions going forward. And one of the decisions that you might need to make is, especially for my solo entrepreneurs, my coaches, my business owners out there, one of the decisions that you need to make is it time to sell more or is it time to sell less? Now, I know you're like, okay, why are we selling less? I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but I want to really hone in on this selling more. I got a lot of solo business owners out there. I've been there. Sometimes I'm always there, where we need to do just a little bit more to make more sales. Here's the thing. Looking at spreadsheets all the time, looking at your money all the time, trying to, rob Peter to pay Paul to hang out with Pookie is not going to work all the time. We can sit here. I can give you every budgeting spreadsheet, every budgeting sales thing in the world. Hey, Gail, how you doing this morning? I can give it all to you. But some of us, and you know it. Hey, Sally. What's up, Sally from the Valley? For sometimes it's not enough. And what you need to do, especially for my business owners, is get out there and start making more money. I know. You're going to be like, okay, Phylecia, I just want to work on a budget. But here's the thing. We talk about this a lot. There's two sides to the budget. There's managing the budget and there's feeding it. Okay. We can manage all day. I can give you every spreadsheet, every tool in the world to help you manage your money. But the reality is, if you've done your due diligence, you looked at the last quarter, you looked at the beginning of the year, and if you're still having financial issues, it might be time for you to pay attention to the fact that you need to sell more. Those are for my business owners out there, because I talk to my solo entrepreneur coaches, consultants, my small business owners. That spreadsheet is not going to save you from what you really need to be doing, and that is picking up the phone, making the calls, making the sales. That's what you need to do. And some of us, we just need to do a little bit more, because today we got to feed that budget. We have to feed the budget, all right? We got to feed it. Now, if you need help with that, put your questions down in the comment box. So that I can answer anything that you are getting stuck on. But that's the reality of it. This is not a budget's not a one-sided story. It's kind of like dating. And when somebody breaks up and somebody gives you their version and like the whole family hates that other person, when you really didn't hear the other side of it. So you probably are hating your budget right now. You're hating your finances right now. You're hating all of what you're seeing. Some of you are still paying taxes right now. You're hating all of it because you haven't addressed the reality, and that is, it's time to feed that budget just a little bit more. Get out there and do a little bit more and help your budget out. Feed your budget by helping it out, people. It can't work on its own. You are an integral part of it. All right? So remember, if you're looking at your numbers, if you've looked at the last first half of this year and you looked at last quarter, and I told you this yesterday, your money tells you the changes that you need to make. Your money might be telling you it is time to go out and sell more. Or marry rich. I don't know. Whatever works for you. But you're going to have to do something to change the course of what's going on right now. All right? Any questions on that? Because I'm about to get into selling less. Because I know some of you might be like, okay, what in the world are you talking about? But it's good. It's really good. I promise it's going to be really good. So if you got any questions about selling more, if you get stuck somewhere, let me know. I know tons and tons of business coaches out there. I know tons of mentors, business coaches, people that can help you. And if you need the help, let me know so that we can go and find the help you need right now. Okay? I don't want you to be in the same position in the next quarter or at the end of the year. All right? All right? You got me? You got me? I'm going to take off all my things here so you can see me. All right. Let's talk about, is it time to sell less? Now, a couple of weeks I told you I came live while I was in Calgary, Alberta, and I talked about my dear friend Gordon Syrup, who is the CEO and owner of Copperleaf Creative. He's also the director of WordCamp Denver. And he came and did a talk about creating margin in your life, and that is making sure that you have space for energy, have space for money, and you have space in your time. Now, I've been finding that this little concept of working less to earn more is fascinating to me. If any of you have ever come across this, please let me know down in the comment box your thoughts on working less to earn more. But what I really want you to think about is is it time for you to make less? And this is where I want you to think about budgeting your time. Now, I don't talk about this a whole lot. I bring it up every now and then, but when I work with my clients, I talk about budgeting money and budgeting time because they go hand in hand. And where you're spending your time is probably equating to what you're seeing with your finances. Hey, all up in your business. Hey, Aiden. Hey, Aiden Durham. How are you doing over there on Instagram? So today, Aiden, we're talking about, is it time to sell more or is it time to sell less? And right now we're talking about selling less. I think I messed it up earlier. So we're talking about selling less. And this is around budgeting your time and where your time is being spent. Now, some of us we have our heads down and we are grinding away. And I'm talking to the people that are making a lot of money right now. I'm talking to a lot of people. I'm talking to the people that make money because people who make money need budgets too. I know quite a few people that are making over 100, over 200,000, up to $500,000-$600,000 annually. But they are worn out, stressed out, burnt out, and just absolutely tired because they are working their butts off. And they cannot seem to really come up for air most times. And when I meet these people, and they're also, and what's fascinating about some of these people is that they also find ways to get into more debt. I know you're probably like, okay, seriously, I made $1 billion and now I'm in debt. Yeah, you'll be surprised because sometimes when you are that burnt out, there's something weird that goes on and you just kind of keep trying to buy the things that you think will make you happy when sometimes you need to budget your time properly and it might be time to cut back on all the things you're doing. So when I say sell less, I don't mean like just stop selling, but for some people that might be it, raise your prices, don't go for, narrow down your niche a little bit, only work with selective clients. And what my friend Gordon was talking about in his talk, there you go. When he decided, when he was burning out, they were making the money, but he was so burnt out, he just didn't have time to even breathe. They cut back. They cut back on the clients. They cut back on their output. They cut back on their staff, actually. And what surprisingly happened was that he had more time, less stress, and he actually made more money. It's a weird concept, but I really want you to think about it, especially for those of you, if you're putting your time in different places. If you're not, and I'll make it apply, if you're not making a ton of money right now, that's okay. I want you to look at where you're putting your time. Look at where you're budgeting your time. I'm telling you, your time, where you're putting your time and energy will dictate what your numbers say to you in the next 3 months or the next year. To be honest, they're telling you what you did with your money in the beginning of this year. So you got to look at where you are budgeting your time. And for those of you, if you're killing it, you're making money, you got to really pay attention to this. And I'm going to tell you about somebody that I follow. And please, if you got any questions about this, you got any feedback, I'm not the sole voice on expert on everything, but if you got any feedback, please chip in. I would love to hear your thoughts. And Heather, I don't know if I said hey, but hey, Heather. Me and Heather are going to do a one-on-one session, y'all. It's going to be so much fun. So Heather signed up for a jumpstart session. It's going to be exciting. So, all right. So there's someone I follow, a very popular influencer in the online marketing world. She goes around the country, does live events, and she talks about women becoming millionaires. Love her, love her, love her. And I've been following her for a couple of years now, and I like seeing what she's doing. I like to watch her events. But for whatever reason, starting around the end of last year, her posts became minimal. Her social media became very minimal. And she was there, but not there. And if you are anything like me, if you follow influencers, you kind of know something's going on because all of a sudden, they're there, but they're not really there. And it's like, something's happening. And so I started noticing that. And so I was able to catch one of her live streams. And I just commented, it was like, hey, I'm glad to see you. I get the feeling you're going through some type of change. And she was like, oh, no, I hope it's good. And, she kind of played. But she started doing this live stream. And I think she was only coming on to just say, hey, how you doing? Here's what's going on. I'm just checking in with you. Within 10 minutes of the live stream, she started breaking down into the biggest sobs, crying. And it was almost like a breakdown. She was in her car leaving the gym, and I don't think it wasn't planned. I'm not really sure. I can't remember what led to it, and I can post it if you guys want to. But she put it out there. But what happened? She was talking about all the amazing things that was going on in her life, and then she's meeting. Hey, principles of finance. How you doing? Principles of increase. Woo! I can't read that tiny. How you doing over there on Instagram? So she breaks down crying, and she's talking about all the things. And she's not one of those that I think is lying about how much money she's making. I actually think she's doing it, and she's killing it. But she was just saying she was so stressed out. She was so stressed out. She's doing all this touring. The money is not an issue, but she was like, she lost her creativity. She used to dance. She used to write plays. She used to write poems. She used to be herself, but she's been on this grind for so long, building up this business, helping other people, that she was sitting in her car in a puddle of hot mess, just crying because she said she was tired. And it really struck me. And I met with another friend while I was in Alberta, and I met her a year ago. Same thing. She's making $600,000 a year, and she's just like, she's burnt out. She wasn't even excited about what she's doing, and making the money was that easy, but there was just no drive there. And it's fascinating to me when I see these people, because they've worked so hard. They've worked so hard. And I'm really talking to those of you who are finding yourself in that situation. And what I've learned from my friend Gordon and some of the other people that I know that are doing amazing things is that sometimes it's okay to pull back. It's okay to pull back to figure out who you are, what you're doing, and what you're trying to do, so that you don't end up like stressed out. So that's what I mean when I say, is it time to sell more? Those of you who know, you looked at your numbers and it's time to sell more. But for those of you, when I say, is it time to sell less? I want you to go look at the other parts of your life. Like I said, your numbers will tell you if it's time to take a break. Your numbers will tell you. And sometimes you'll have a lot of money. And I don't want to get into a big discussion of what's enough and what's not enough. You'll know what's enough. You'll know it's enough. But sometimes the money will trigger other events in your life. When you get the money and you realize, whoa, wow, I haven't talked to my mom in a year. Or, oh, wow, my kids don't even call me mom. They're calling the nanny mom. That stuff is real, y'all. It's real. I have another dear friend hit $1 million in her business. Same thing. Hit $1 million in her business. Her friend called her, said, hey, I need some help. And she told her friend, like, hey, I'm kind of busy right now. I got customers in line. I'll call you back. Never heard from her friend again, and didn't realize her friend had just been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and died within like 6 months. And she knew then, and it came up again with another family member. And she knew then that she needed to this business isn't worth it if I can't be around the friends and family that I love. So this is where I'm saying there's the other side to this money game. And I'm talking to a very specific group of you all who find yourself in this situation. I saw quite a bit of it last year, but sometimes you probably need to pull back and pay attention to those other sides of your life. Money is not your life, okay? But it sure will dictate where you need to go, even if you're not paying attention. All right? So I want you to look at that and really ask yourself where you are right now in your business. And if you got any questions, please put them in the comment box. I'm here to help you. If you got any thoughts around this, please let me know. But the reality is, I want you to think about where you are with your business, where you are with your money, where you are with your life, and ask yourself, especially for my business owners, is it time to sell more or is it time to sell less? For those of you who need to sell more, you know what you need to do. You need to get up and actually start picking up the phone, doing whatever you need to do to change your financial situation. Because if you got debt, you want to be on vacation, you want to do all this travel, you want to do all these amazing things. If you want to not be stressed out, it might be time for you to sell more. It's no might. It is time for you to sell more. And for those of you on the other side, when the money is flowing in and you're starting to have these little triggers of getting stressed out, family's not talking to you, you look up and your friends, and this is something that happened to me last year. You look up and a couple of friends of yours have either gotten diagnosed with some horrific diseases or they've passed away. It might be time to just reassess where you are, pull back, and look at what's going on in your life. And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. And I'll talk about this on Saturday in the behind the scenes. I actually started pulling back a lot. I pulled back toward the beginning of this year for a reason. And I'll tell you on the behind the scenes Saturday. And what is amazing is that there's work coming in now. It's a fascinating thing because I was one of those stressed out, working hard, like worked so hard. I'll be up. I'll wake up at 5 a.m. and work till 2 a.m. That's what I was doing. And then my gains were like little baby steps. And then I started looking at the rest of the life. You know, I mean, I have baby steps and then you have things coming in, but you're just so stressed out. And then I decided to pull back. And amazingly enough, when I pulled back, more clients started coming in, more interest started coming in, more people just started ringing me up. Now, I'm sure this has something to do with consistency and things like that, but sometimes you need to step back so that you can figure out what you need to do going forward, all right? And your numbers will dictate that fast, all right? So for those of you who are listening, for those of you who are watching, for those of you who are driving, please be safe. Please be very safe, all right? And if you have any questions, please put them in the comment box. If you have anything you need help with, I am here to help you. And if I'm not the right person to help you, I know tons of other people. I know people kind of all in interesting parts of the world that have very interesting skills. No, I am not like the person in Taken. I don't have an interesting set of skills to help you out. No, I just know people that have some skills. So if you need help with anything and I'm not the right person, I will point you in the right direction, okay? So just let me know whatever you need. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and start signing off now. For those of you who are on Instagram, today is Friday and tomorrow's Friday. So we're going to lighten this up and we're going to talk about how to crash budget for a last minute vacation. It's vacation season. And I know some of you are kind of stressed out because you didn't have enough money to go on vacation. I'm here to let you know I am a secret travel nerd and I will let you know how you can crash budget for a last minute vacation, because you can take a vacation after summer. That's when everything's cheaper. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to sign off here on Instagram first. So for those of you on Instagram, tune in tomorrow morning. We're going to talk about how to crash budget for vacation. If you need me, you know where to find me. Take care. Happy budgeting. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Bye. All right. For my lovelies here on Facebook, Angela, I hope you're not texting and driving. That's all I got to say. But I appreciate you for tuning in and thank you so very much for listening. My goal is to try to at least instill a little bit of whatever wisdom I think I might have, and just talk about this journey, because you're not the only one going on this journey. Trust me. And we have a lot of people out there that are, you see all the prettiness, but everybody's going on the same little mini journey. And we're not all immune to it. So we're going to talk about crash budgeting tomorrow. If you ever need me, you have any thoughts on anything, I'm here for you. So I want you to have an amazing day, Angela. I want you to pay attention to the road. Stop texting. Okay. I know in spirit that you're telling me, hey, girl, I love you. Oh, traffic is at a total stop here in Durham. All right, cool. Text away, girl, because you're in traffic now. But still, don't look up and try to do like that fast move and then hit somebody. That's car accidents are not in the budget today, Angela. They are not in the budget. Just remember that. Car accidents are not in the budget. So drive safe. All right, everyone. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. It's going to be Friday. And we're going to talk about how to get you on vacation. So if you need me, you know where to find me. If you need to book a one-on-one session, go over to book now over at facebook.com/keep up with Mrs. Jones, or you can go to keepupwithmrsjones.com/jumpstart. I need to make a little button so you can kind of see it. Yeah. So take care. Have an amazing day. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Bye.